All right, I will call the meeting to order. It's agenda date, time, and location were properly announced. We're going to start off tonight with the administration of the oath of office for Rini and Chuck. More official. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
So when we get to the end sign. This way.
But if you want to look at the camera, there you go. That's fine. Yeah.
Having been elected to the Board of Education of the School District of Brandon Lake,
Board of Education, School District of
swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability. So help me God.
and will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office to the best of my ability. So help me God. Okay. Write that for 3 years from now.
Next, we have the election of the officers. And we do this by ballot. I'll forget, so just remind me to do it by ballot. So we will start off with president. I will open nominations for president. Are there any nominations for president?
I nominate Peter Slater.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? All right, we'll close nominations, and we're going to pass our ballots down to Chris tonight, since Amy is not here yet.
Just because you're not here doesn't mean you can't get nominated.
No, well,
Yeah.
you will get.
Yeah.
We need to sign up for.
Hi, Virginia.
Right. Thank you. Thank you all. Alrighty. We will move on to vice president. We have our green ballots. I will open nominations. Are there any nominations for vice president?
I'll nominate Matt Schoenberg.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations for vice president? All right. Close nominations.
Hi, for Matt.
Woo! All right,
Well,
Matt.
congratulations, Matt.
Next we have treasurer. Open nominations for treasurer. Are there- That didn't take long. Are there any other nominations? And one more time, are there any other nominations? I know everybody wants to be treasurer, especially in what, October?
Yeah, kill one.
All right, we'll close nominations.
Hi, for Chuck.
Congratulations, Chuck.
So happy.
All right, lastly, we have our clerk. I'll open nominations. Are there any nominations for clerk?
Nominate
All right. Are there any other nominations? One more time, are there any other nominations for clerk? I will close nominations.
Showed it that time, you don't want that. You did check?
Yeah.
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 Bye for Amy.
Well,
Thank you, everyone. So now we can get, is there a motion to approve, transactions for the month of March in the amount of $977,602.49?
so moved.
Chuck, is there a second?
I said.
Rini, any questions or discussion?
There was one question Katie asked about, camera corner for $50-some thousand. And just so you know, one of the things we're doing this year, and I think we mentioned it at a previous board meeting, federal audits, if you spend over, what's the numbers? $750,000 of federal money, you have to do this long audit. We just got through one that didn't get done until December of this last year. So we decided to take the ESSER money for next year. Those laptops are actually for the rotation starting July 1st for our students next year. But by spending that money this year, we'll have everything ready starting July 1st. And we'll have a federal audit for this year, but next year we won't have to do another audit. So it's a way of kind of pre-spending it for next year. So if we see some things, we're just trying to get that number down to save audit expenses and keep Patty sane. So.
I was wondering, sorry I didn't reach out in advance, the BSN sports, it was 3,200, was that, do we know what that was? Like the uniform, or? I'm not really, I think we had football camps, and then there's another. There's something else, okay, I definitely figured, and then we talked about the water bill. It's, yeah. I'm usually at. Looking at it.
Any other questions? All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. And we have the cash summary.
Nothing really to highlight this month. I think especially with the ESSER and everything we're doing. I didn't have any other questions. If no one has any questions, we're good.
All right. Donations.
Yep, couple, first of all, we want to thank, if you didn't know, Dean Gano came in and is helping in the middle school with our woodworking class and started at second semester. A retired principal that came back and is now enlightened, got off the dark side and working as a teacher, has been doing a fantastic job. But Susie Gano, his wife, who helped recruit him for us, helped him write a donor's choose for some woodworking, and it's really cute little crayon caddies that he's working with the class. So thank you to Susie for helping Dean, and both of them for helping us in a tight situation this semester. And also congratulations to Mrs. Dom for the reading skills book sets.
We need to appoint a board member to the 2023 CSEC convention. It's held May 10th in Green Bay. Does anybody want to volunteer to do that?
You know who was last year? No, I was nominated, I think last year, the year before, but I'm not sure anybody.
I don't have to think back.
Yeah.
Just where you go by lower seniority.
That final exam that day. So, you guys, these guys are just, oh,
Yeah, oh, yeah. I think the people that aren't here.
Said he wanted to.
Yeah, I actually didn't see
I
it.
second that.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there a motion to appoint Matt as our?
sure. Don't tell them.
Second?
I will second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All those in favor, please say aye.
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, we need a delegate and an alternate delegate to the 2024 WASB convention in January. This is usually on the Wednesday, the afternoon of that week.
This is another one we haven't had perfect attendance at either, so we can, somebody thinks they can make it, great, and it doesn't work out. It's, neither of these are mission critical, but it is nice to have representation.
Yes. Anybody interested in that?
You know what week it is in January? Like, what later?
third week. Or,
Yeah, I would say it's the third week. We usually have our meeting.
Right before, right? Like, that's,
Okay. Katie would
You go,
volunteer to
but
be
I'll go
the
with you, just kind of.
delegate, and is there an alternate? Chuck?
I'll be on.
Okay. Is there a motion to appoint Katie as our delegate and Chuck as our alternate? Rainey, is there a second? Chris? Any questions or discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for volunteering.
Yes, thank you.
And I don't have any paperwork for comments from the public, so we can move on. And we're not doing number 10 tonight, the esports. And that takes us into the referendum discussion.
Every month you'll get one of these updates. Really had a great user group. We're really getting into how each one of these areas are gonna look at. And even today's meeting was a little, that people are passionate about their areas and what it's gonna look like. So really looking forward to these discussions as we keep going forward. So stay tuned as every time that map gets a little bit more clear, we'll be sharing it. And, but right now we're really in the part of getting our teachers, our staff, whoever uses those areas to give us feedback so we can make it something that they're gonna really be able to utilize to the fullest extent. So, then again, can't be happier with how Brave is putting a lot of time in with their people to make sure that we get this right.
All right. Anybody have any questions? Rini and Chuck have been doing a great job from what I hear. Enjoying their time doing the referendum stuff, so that's really great. Building report.
I am pleased to report that our forward exams are finished for this year. That's grades 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and social studies in 10. Also, boy, get my week screwed up. Not last Thursday, but the Thursday before, we had the opera for the young. It is starting to become a tradition here that's something for our fourth graders. Oh my gosh, it's snowing outside. This year they did the Marriage of Figaro. It is an opportunity for our students to study that opera. An opera company comes in that works specifically with children, and our fourth graders have roles. I happened to be in Texas when it was on, and in the middle of my meeting, my live stream popped up, so I shared the opera with the people I was at.
Lincolnshire. So Lincolnshire is it's Adelaide Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire, Illinois, near Gurney Mills in Chicago, in the middle there. And so they've been pretty much kind of the birthplace of the whole PLC process. And they have been, they open up their school so that way other schools can come down and see their PLC process with their evidence-based grading system. And it's really nice how they put that together, and schools can go down and observe them working in action and ask questions and learn from their staff. This has been a 20-year plus journey for Lincolnshire. And so it's really been a nice opportunity where teachers can ask questions about how they've come so far with the work that they've done. So we've sent 3 teams down there, and they've really learned a lot. They've come back energized with a lot of thoughts on how our practices can evolve, and that we can just get better and deeper with the work that we're doing. So that was that piece there. 6th and 7th grade elective course selection. So our current 6th graders and 7th graders will be selecting their elective classes for next school year this week. So we'll get those numbers and excited about those offerings. Adding in more STEAM, science, technology, engineering classes. So looking forward to that. And then 5th grade music previews. So Nikki and Brandon do really, and along with Anna, do really a wonderful job of having the high school program showcase singing music for our 5th graders as they select band or choir, or both, as a 6th grader. And so they'll be doing that at the beginning of May. And it's kind of neat to see the 5th graders really get energized by watching what our high school students can do. And also hearing from the students will share, I'm in sports, I'm in this, I'm in that. So that also tells them, it's like, you can be an athlete, you can be a musician, you can be in all of these things together. So that'll be coming up at the first week of May.
A team of elementary teachers has recently completed our Tier 1 PBIS training. We're going to take what we have learned in those lessons and with our coach, Sarkis from CISA 7, and we are tweaking our PBIS program to make it more efficient and get those pathways in place before I move on. We are starting our Kids Heart Challenge. For those of you who have been around as long as I have, it used to be called Jump Rope for Heart. We have the culmination of that coming up at our field day in May.
We had our last middle school monthly assembly last week, and our theme for this last month is humility. And the students, 5th through 8th, all were able to select some students or staff members that they felt were really humble, showed a lot of humility. And so we had a variety of staff, kitchen staff, custodial staff, as well as teachers, and as well as high school students. So we had 4 high school students that came up, and the students read their messages for them. So it was really a nice assembly as our last one for the year. End of the year middle school dance, May 12th. High excitement. Always a good time. So we have that on that Friday. Senior play, we did back it up, so it is this weekend. So come on out, the Craving. Really looking forward to it. The entire high school will be going to the play preview Wednesday afternoon to see it. The seniors asked if the high school students could come, and also with the content, I think it's better suited for high school than middle school to come see that one. Administrative Assistant Appreciation Day is Wednesday. So want to give a shout out, Holly, Sonia, Jen DeBrew really do a wonderful job keeping the school running. And Miriam, we know that the hardest working people that really run the school are those ladies. So Teacher Appreciation Week of May 8th. So just wanted to put that out there too, that we recognize the hard work that our teaching staff do every day.
Lakeshore Dental is a partner that we have. They come in, I believe, 3 times a year to provide dental service to our kids. We station them in the innovation lab because they have access to water. But they were here for approximately 4 days this time. Just making you or reminding you of that service that's provided here at school through Lakeshore Dental. Also, we were able to tap into Ozaki Family Services on Wednesday of last week. Each one of the grade levels, I believe also Tuesday, wasn't there some presentations Tuesday to secondary? So Tuesday secondary, Wednesday elementary. Elementary focused on protective behaviors for some grade levels and internet safety for other grade levels. I don't know the number of students. It is a form that we provide to all families at the beginning of the school year. I remember that because it's lime green. They take anybody of any insurance, non-insurance status. They work with them. It is a convenience so that parents don't have to take off of work and bring their child to the dentist. It's also a convenience for people who don't have dental coverage. They do everything from cleaning to sealing to extractions to cavities, and if it's something beyond what they can do, they do refer to a local dentist that will continue that program. If there's insurance that's available, they will work through insurances, but if it is a situation where the family, because of economic stress, cannot, they will provide that for nothing. Five to 6 years, maybe longer. Time is all mushy to me right now. Yeah, we work pretty hard at the beginning of the year to get the word out, and then after the first dental visit, other families hear about it and like, can we get in on that? So we send another batch of forms home, and they, Holly and the rest of the office staff are fabulous at getting the kids there, getting them back, and helping them manage their time. It is a slick service.
And conservation fairs, so that was held on Saturday. We had it indoors this year just because we were anticipating the weather, and really wasn't a great turnout. I was up here for a while, and they had a lot of great activities for everyone to do. And so shout out to Natalie Week. She really does just a great job organizing that and bringing in all sorts of local vendors and people to be a part of that. Student acknowledgement. So hot off the press, state forensics qualifier. It was over this weekend. So we had Kinsey, Elena, Sawyer, and Emma all earned a gold medal with a perfect score for their play acting performance. Luca earned a gold medal, perfect score, for his oratory piece, encouraging people to travel. Mackenzie earned a silver for her oratory piece about how colleges and universities should change. Peyton earned a silver for his Moments in History piece about the Mongolian Empire. And Dawson earned a bronze medal for his impromptu performance. And for an impromptu, you must prepare and deliver a speech within 5 minutes. So it takes a lot of skill. So well done to the forensics team. Great showing. And FBLA, they went to state the week before, April 20th, or I have the wrong date. And they finished 9th out of 25 teams. So well done to Becca, Elena, and Kinsey on their efforts there. What's up with prom?
I mean, I would have thought that prom would have been Oh, prom is the first Saturday in May. Sorry, like what's up with prom? Is that me? What's that? It is held in Batavia at the,
Delta.
yeah, yeah. So it's that Saturday, that first Saturday, Enchanted Evening. Yeah, so we have that out in the newsletters and everything. So court was announced. There hasn't been a picture in the sound, but they want to do a picture in their bubble.
Any questions?
I just have one, the Lincolnshire visit, is that, how many teachers went? And how many times have gone, or was this the first time?
So we had 3 different teams of teachers go, 6 at a time.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so we do have one more team that we want to send in the fall.
So is that something that
students here at school. And it's not about replicating Lincolnshire because you can't, but it's about learning how they embed the practices and what are the best practices to be using to help support student learning.
And is that middle school and high school?
Yeah.
Is that helping like the teachers also? I know, I understand that change is hard and some of them might be struggling. Is that helping them?
It's helping them, so when we have them right now where they're working as collaborative teams, so let's say the math department, they meet weekly, and it's helping them see how do we collaborate around getting deeper with our math instruction, even if we teach different courses. And so it's helping them to get deeper with that, then obviously it's going to impact student learning. But they're also learning what are different ways that we can support students who may be struggling or enrichment. So it's the full spectrum that they're learning and how to embed those different practices together, while also focusing our grading practices on what is it we want students to know and be able to do, and how do we have those grades that purely reflect their learning without having other things that artificially inflate or artificially deflate grades. Because currently in some of our policies, we do have things that actually can artificially deflate grades. So that's what we're trying to clean up, but we're doing it together as a staff as we work through that.
Anyone else? All right, thank you. The Board of Canvassers met. That was you? Did you do that?
I
We
did.
came in and did
Yeah.
it. It's been a
Few
while.
weeks
Yeah,
ago.
you did a wonderful job too. She was here.
Counting, yeah, I was like, no, what are you talking about? Do anything tonight? Went to a track meet. So yes, we did, it counted, and that's all the numbers, they're all good now, right? So,
All right, great. We have a grade level reorganization for fifth grade.
So one of the things with Sandy leaving, we thought this might be an opportune time to relook at how we have our elementary, middle, and high school organized. A little bit of history on this. Back when Batavia Elementary School was closed, we moved fifth grade down up to middle school because of busing concerns and not having enough buses for kids. And fortunately, 15 years later, how many years has it been since Batavia? 18 years? Somewhere between
Probably
15 and
closer to
18. Yeah, we don't have that issue anymore. So we thought the best way to move forward was to ask our elementary parents, what do you think about making a move of fifth grade down to elementary? And here is the survey response. Like we said earlier, change is tough, and I think there's positives and negatives to anything we do. But the data was pretty clear on this, that this move was supported by our families. And for that reason, as an administration, we're recommending that next year, fifth grade move down to elementary.
Is there a motion to approve? Chris, is there a second? Amy, any questions, discussion?
I just want to understand that each grade level, and we're seeing,
What we did is we asked,
not against,
yeah, so,
degree of favor.
yes,
But mine being, I'm totally on board with one.
yeah, so the graph you're looking at was a question, do you support moving fifth grade to the elementary school, making Random Lake Elementary a pre-K through 5 school? 5 was, yes, I strongly agree. 4 is, I agree. 3 is, I'm neutral. 2 is, I disagree. 1 is, I strongly disagree. Sorry, I should explain that a little bit better.
And just to clarify, and I'm sorry if I missed, so we asked all the elementary school parents, do we know the current fourth grade class? Like where their parents fit in the favorability? added, because there's not a fancy graph for it, and they are also free. Okay, yeah, I guess that's the class that affected the most.
Right.
So I just would like to know that those parents were not 100% of full disclosure, but overwhelmingly, yes. Okay, overwhelmingly, yes, is what I wanted to hear.
Good question, thank you.
Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And resolution for Safe Routes to School grant.
Okay, this is the year of resolutions. I think didn't do a resolution until this year, and this is our third one. Remember a few months ago, I told you about, we made an action to, support the Safe Routes to School grant. It's a $25,000 grant to help us plan a community-wide safe routes that will come with the lake and all that other good stuff. So the grant's been applied for, we did all the writing, we're good there. And they came back and said, no, you can't just have approval, you need to have a resolution. So by rights, you've already approved it, but I need a formal resolution. So I'm sorry to bring this back to you. They changed up. Initially, they said if we were granted it, we would have to do this. They came back and said, no, you have to do it before we'll accept your application.
Is there a high likelihood that we get the grant if we apply?
I think there's a good chance. Yeah, I think there's a very good chance.
Resolution is ready. All right, Katie, is there a second? Chuck, any further discussion or questions?
When do we find out if we're awarded the grant?
It's a few months, so sometime later this summer, maybe even to fall. So some of this wouldn't even start possibly till winter or spring, even the planning part of it. So it's the federal government. It is what it is. But if it's a way we can coalesce our community and find partners in to look at this, it's worth the work. It's been a lot of work already, but it'll be worth it if we can kind of get that step with some of the other things going on.
Then we would use this money, this grant money, to commission the study, pay somebody, and we have ideas of who that would be.
We would actually, the Bay Area Council would do that for us. They would bring in together community partners, like the village, businesses, us, would come together, find out what we want, kind of like the referendum process, right? Bring everybody together, look at any previous plans that haven't been, and then they would go forward and talk about, this is what we would do for this, and kind of bring it all together. So it's supposed to be a few month process of creating a plan that brings in, the reason I think we have a good chance of being awarded, we're on a state highway right here. We have a bunch of areas on the east side of the lake that aren't walkable because there's not sidewalks. And this is funneled for rural schools, so we have a pretty good chance of this. And the piece is, I'm hoping we get this, because once we have this plan, there may be other federal allocations to actually implement some of the things that they come up with.
That was gonna be my question. Regardless, when the study finds, I'm sure it'll be expensive. And that's something we can probably take on in the community or alone, so that's good to know there might be federal support.
And once we have a plan like this, you never know when something will come available.
Any other questions? Do we have a motion? I can't find it tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, they make the school we're done.
Oh, Katie and
That's second.
Chuck. Well, you
Did we
can't be,
vote on
I get to listening to you and,
I don't think we voted on it yet.
no,
We're just so excited to be voted.
yeah, I know. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, next we have a couple resignations. Is there a motion to approve, Ann April for retirement and Amy Wohlers for resignation? Ann with 19 years and Amy with 17 years with many things for those years. Is there a second? Chuck? questions or?
Thank you both. I mean, we have a lot of years with retirement and things going on, so a lot of institutional knowledge that, we're gonna have to find ways to move forward with next year.
It sounds like we'll have Ms. Hazel around for offering something.
Yeah, and we're very happy to have that too, yes, yes.
All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We have a notification, all right. Thank you, Kim. And again, we have another one, or no, we have Holly.
Yep.
We have Holly that's moving around. So she will be taking the place of
Karen Spalding,
Karen.
yes.
Okay. Any questions on that?
We feel very fortunate. You know, Holly's been here for 5 years and have done a fantastic job. And, no, it's gonna make that transition so much easier, doing training already. And as soon as we identify, Sandy's replacement, we'll be posting that position and, letting the new principal find their administrative assistant. So kind of have a domino effect of things we're moving forward with.
Then we have paid co-curricular coaches, advisors for 22-23. Golf, middle school track, and middle school volleyball. We have a change for middle school volleyball. Oh, okay. Any questions on that?
Is it typical to have a high school student that's in middle school?
We had it last year.
Last year we had it,
It seems like a good fit.
yeah, but yeah, they've helped out a lot, they've assisted, like, say, last year, and this year's the first time we see.
That's great. Yeah, absolutely, great job.
What grade is?
Senior.
And she's going somewhere to school, right? She probably won't be available next year for it, or is she?
In fact, I had assisted.
And then we have a volunteer for high school golf.
So Mary has, George has enlisted his wife to help him. Volunteer.
10,
Yeah,
we need that.
yep. So at 10, we need another driver. So guess who's gonna be a volunteer coach to help drive another van? Thank you, Mary.
All right, informational items.
Just a couple things I wanted to get on your radar. First of all, Apogee. We are in the process, Haley Vandenbush and I and Lee and everyone else, will be slowly transitioning our web page to an Apogee. That will be a web page app, and just have some really exciting things. So along with everything else going on, we also are going to do that with a launch date, hopefully somewhere around early to mid-July. So keep an eye out on that.
What's the name? Like, is that a Schoology?
Yeah, Apogee is the name of, yeah, I think it is, the thing that I'm impressed with Apogee is they understand, like if you look at 60% of our interactions with our parents are with the phones, right? So our current provider is a web-based who switches over to an app. These guys actually understand, are going to make the user interface much more app friendly. So, I hope in about 4 months, we can say that's true. From the different districts that are, doing it, it has been, and they are focused solely on K-12, which allows them to really understand what we need, which is something that we've kind of been missing. I appreciated our current company, but I think these guys have it tuned in a little bit more. So, yeah. Last week was what we're going to start referring to as Drill Week. We did our tornado drill on Thursday and our active threat on Friday. I think it was something that actually We were supposed to have tornado drill last week, and we were gonna have the active threat this week, but for some scheduling pieces, we put it back to back. And I think we're gonna continue doing that. It helped us. We're actually gonna do a fire drill, I think, next year at this, and have different drills, so students identify, this is a week we're learning about these different drills. I think it makes it less scary, and understand that this is just a learning process. Feel like it went well. Kudos to Todd Tross, Susan and Sandy. We got everybody trained. We did little videos. We read books to kids. This is no small feat, but I feel like it went very well. I had one email that was some good constructive feedback, but other than that, it was all positive. So I thought it went really well. Any feedback that you have heard about the drills from last week? You don't hear anything? Good news. Next, thanks to Lee and his work, all of our buses will have Wi-Fi next year. So our students not only can be hanging out with their friends, they also can be doing homework or maybe not goofing around as much because they can be on their phone or their laptop. So we're thinking that this will help a little bit with behavior, help with productivity, and through E-rate, we were able to do this at very low cost to us. 100%. Zero cost. I didn't want to say zero, very little, but zero is very little. So I was right.
Good job, Lee.
Yeah. Yeah. And lastly, next time you see Mr. Ted Knightsky, if you haven't heard, I love the story. Sometime around October, I got a call from Ted. He said, you know, I've been retired for a few months. Remember when you said you'd always have something for me to do? Can I do something? And he's been here just being everything we need, from watching recess to going to lunch to working and being Grandpa Ted.
No, they know this,
Mr. Ted. Well, our printing service, we went with a printing company with a 5-year deal. Well, after our first year, that company, which was a well-known company, sold out to a larger conglomerate and have not been really great service. And we thought we were just stuck with that for another 2 years. And Ted's like, nope, that's what I used to do before I got here. Let me help you. And starting June, we will have new printers at a reduced cost. And he not only is Mr. Ted, he's also our printing hero. So next time you see him, make sure you thank him for doing that. But just another cool story of how you take somebody and his energy and is helping a school. So just kind of a fun thing. Yeah.
Mike, I'd like to, the foundation. We don't have anything on there, but I don't recall what's coming up. We did meet last week, right
Mhm.
before the retreat.
Yep.
And we're trying to plan a walk of some sort.
Yes, so we are trying to find other ways to engage more into our Random Lake Education Foundation. So we are looking at, and I haven't made that phone call yet, so we're looking at finding another community event that's going on, and we're going to do a virtual walk where we will have some mapped out areas here, but you can go anywhere in the US and just say, you know what, for the Random Lake Education Foundation, I'm going to do X amount of miles on this walk, and for that, I'm gonna donate X amount to the foundation. So, it's something that has been done by other companies, and Terry Yoho, who has worked with the Kohler Foundation for many years, and we're very fortunate to have on our foundation, came up with a way of doing this. We're also looking at doing a fundraiser around trap shooting, trying to find things, because the golf outing had kind of lost some of the glamour, and it's a long event. We're trying to see if we can get some energy with a greater number of people in a shorter, more succinct way. So stay tuned for that. Once we kind of know what it is, I'll make sure I let you guys know so you can help support it.
And if you haven't signed up for the alumni website, do it. And there's because you'll get little emails telling you what's going on, so you can be sure to vote. And we can post, even if you're not an alum.
It's alumni and friends,
Yes.
and everyone in here is a friend at least.
So anyway, it's good stuff,
Yes.
and we're pretty excited about it. And hopefully we'll be able to post some of those, pictures too, like get people that are like doing the walks in different locations and stuff like that. So, anyway, that's the way, so.
No, thank you. I missed that.
All right, any other questions before we go into closed session? Gary?
Is there a deadline for people to apply for the principal?
It is still open, but we are doing the first round of interviews later this week, and depending on how that goes. So if, you know, I don't mind keeping things open, but right now we're taking the process with who's applied. We actually had 35 applicants. 15 of those have some sort of supervision or leadership experience. And we narrowed that 35 down to 11 that will be doing 15-minute screeners this Thursday with a group of us, trying to take 11 down to 3 or 4. So, my hope is to have somebody identified by our next board meeting. I don't know if that's too, aggressive. It's ambitious, but, that's a big domino to get some other dominoes going. So, it's, you know, it's an exciting time, but it's also a time where we want to make sure good candidates are here now. As good a candidates aren't around in June. So, moving forward, trying to get all these in place.
I think you already told us this, but to get these on the training.
So we're doing 2 rounds. The first round is Susan and myself. Patty's not able to make this one, but she'll be on round 2. We have Andy Argue, we have Jamie Utek, we have, CC Dom, we have Tracy, our new school psych. I think that's it, those 6. And then once they have it narrowed down, another group of a larger group, and actually, if anybody's available May 4th, I'd love to have one board representative. Part of it's gonna be probably 5 or 6 hours. I don't know exactly. It'll be the candidates when they can make it in. But I'd like to do it May 4th if anyone's interested. We don't need a board representative, but I am inviting it if anybody would like to be part of the process. And then we will have other teachers and try to make sure that it's a very good group message. I just sent an email out to our entire elementary staff that shared the process, who applied, who made the top 11, and keeping this very transparent and open so we all can celebrate each step of this. We have 2 internal students. And I'm very, very happy with the 11 we have. It'll be interesting. I think the 15-minute screeners are a nice way. You know, if you do interviews, a lot of times within 15 minutes, you can tell where a person is. I think it'll be a really good way to make sure that May 4th will be 3 to 4, maybe 5, really, really, really good people. So I think it should be a hard choice for the company.
Internals are maybe 11.
Yes, yes.
Anything else? All right, we will go into closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session as permitted under Wisconsin State Statutes, Chapter 19, Section 1985, 1E, to discuss personnel matters? Katie, is there a second? Amy, this requires a roll call vote. Katie? I vote yes. Amy? Yes. Jeff?
Yes.
Reading? All right, we are in closed session.